Welcome back to the Swordsport Podcast, looking at the world of fencing through the OSU fencing lens. I'm Don Anthony. I'm your host today with our guest, Carter Berrio. Welcome, Carter.
Thank you so much for having me.
Want to get a little bit of an idea of your journey to becoming an OSU fencer. So where are you from? How did you get started?
Yeah, so I'm from originally from South Florida. Got started at the young age of 4.
That's a young age.
Yeah. I could barely hold the sabre, actually.
That was your picture up in the gym just the other day?
Yeah, I was a little older in that one. But, so the first club I went to, I'm pretty sure it was like this ebe club. And my mom wasn't really sure about it. It didn't have that much credibility. So we decided to look to somewhere else. And we found my first club that I started at with my coaches, my old coaches, Mitch and Daniel.
Oh,
yeah.
Berliners.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And
I did not know that connection.
Yeah, that's where I first started.
Okay. Danny and Mitch.
Yep. So when I first went in, he's like, he's too small. We can't start him yet. You know, he's got to wait a couple more years. And so my dad begged for him to like let me start because I was so interested in it, you know, just growing up like playing with swords as a kid and, you know, just the like fantasy of like knights and medieval things. I liked it a lot. So yeah, he let me start and he actually had me doing private lessons where he would sit in a wheelchair, like not a wheelchair, but just a rolling chair. And I was so small that he would have to like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I started there. We moved, the facility moved to a nicer, bigger place. Got more credibility, more people came. And then I started to, you know, compete in tournaments after I was like, I'm gonna say 8, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 or 8.
So you started Y8s.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I had a good couple of years of losing and first getting into it. And then, yeah, I just, you know, me and my coach got closer. I was training much more, taking it more seriously. Really the only sport I was doing. I loved it so much. So yeah.
So with Danny and Mitch for years and then we know what
yeah,
happened.
And then eventually, that happened. And then, unfortunately, then the whole club basically moved to our last resort, which was LA fencing with Sasha.
Oh, okay.
And some people actually quit because they were really upset about the whole matter. Yeah. So that was definitely a little like kind of a setback.
It was a tough time.
Yeah, it was. But you know, definitely learned a lot from it, and you know, obviously I was still put on the right path to, you know, where I am today. So yeah, going back to first joining Sasha's club, that one.
How old were you?
I was about 13. So this is like maybe my first year of middle school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or yeah, first or second, maybe 6th grade, 7th grade. But yeah, that actually started out really well because he was a little more of like just a different style of fencing that I obviously could learn from. You know, I only had, you know, one style, which was taught to me before. You know, I was a little upset at first because he would maybe critique some of my like past habits that I thought were
bad habits.
Yeah, exactly.
Those were good habits in the other world.
Yeah, and that's just conflate. So I had to, you know, adapt to, you know, just hearing different outputs of fencing tactics, I guess. And so I actually remember when I first started with Sasha, Dima coming to the club and giving me a private lesson. So I guess that was like foreshadowing in a way.
Wow.
Yeah.
And here you are.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not one private lesson, but lessons all the time.
Yeah. Literally. So yeah. And then with Sasha, I really just grew. And then he brought in another coach, Coach Diana. I had a really good, strong connection with her in terms of at tournaments and next on the strip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's
strip coach.
Yeah. I just had a good relationship with her where I would understand her, what she was trying to say, and I could be confident in myself to execute action. So I started to get pretty good and
started to get some results.
Yeah, get some results. So yeah, and then it was always like, the like up and then like a little bit down and then up more and then a little bit down. So yeah, always having to go to camps and stuff like that just because maybe I didn't have that much as much competition as I should at home. Given that I'm in Florida and we're the only sabre club there is.
There's not a lot of good sabre fencing in Florida.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There's just one club in Jacksonville, I'm pretty sure. But
what, Bill Becker's though?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's still there. He's a Floridian.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's actually in Jacksonville now. Nice. Yeah, because before he was in St. Augustine.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, then it got to recruiting season where I needed to focus up and determine where I wanted to go. And at first I was like, my family gave me advice to keep my options open and
smart. Yeah.
Explore like all the different facilities and universities in terms of academics and fencing as well, because that was a very important aspect to me, not just because I wanted to get into a good college just for school, but obviously for a good career, but obviously wanted to keep fencing a very
at a high
priority. Yeah.
So what schools did you look at? So
I was originally looking at Notre Dame, UNC, and Ohio State, because I knew that Sasha was Dima's coach back in the day, and they were very good friends. So I was like, okay, well, if Sasha's a good coach to me, and Dima was a student, and he also went to the Olympics.
Couple of times.
Yeah, a couple of times. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, that seems like a pretty good setup.
Mm-hmm.
And I always had that in mind when searching for where I wanted to go and talking to coaches and stuff. I was hopeful that I was going to go to Notre Dame at first, and Christian was very I want to say like persuading.
Mm-hmm. He's been very persuasive.
Very persuasive, but in the end, he decided to take other people besides me, and which I fully respect. He has to do what he feels best for his organization, and I need to take what I can learn from that and do what's best for me for my well-being in fencing. So I ultimately made the decision to come to Ohio State.
And we are very glad to have you.
I'm very glad to be here. I don't think I would rather be anywhere else.
Well, that's good to hear. So you made it to Ohio State. You're a freshman. So what's your first year like then? What were the things that surprised you, and what are the things that you are just, expecting?
Yeah, so when I first came, I expected that, it would be a totally different training regimen than what I had been experiencing before. I would train maybe 3 times a week, have a lesson like twice a week, 2 out of those 3 days. Not very demanding, just like, pretty, because the majority of the club was kids, like much younger than me. So near the end, when I was like right before coming here, it was pretty much me and my good teammate Trip.
Yeah.
And he's actually been doing really well recently.
Yeah,
I'm very proud of him.
Yeah. Nice.
And so yeah, it was pretty much just us two, fencing every day, just giving it our all. And sorry, what was I saying?
Oh, you were talking about your experience.
Yeah.
What was different?
Yeah. Okay, so I knew that the training would be much more rigorous. I expected that, and I liked it. I was really excited. When I got here, I saw it for myself, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to be doing. I had never been like do this, at this time, like, or else. And like
a little bit of a rigid schedule.
Yeah. And I needed that, because towards the end of my high school years, it was becoming a little more laid back, where I only did work I only needed to do work if I wanted to,
That's nice and convenient, but that doesn't.
Yeah, that doesn't get anybody anywhere. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I definitely needed the harder training. And then in terms of school, I figured that college would be like, just a little harder than high school.
Oh, you thought it was like, senior year 2.0?
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm spending time going outside the first semester. I'm here, hanging out with my new teammates that, I was excited to be with. And maybe sometimes prioritized hanging out with teammates rather than school. And I definitely took definitely got the repercussions for that.
Yeah, you know what?
Learned a lesson. But it's
freshman. You learn, you live, you learn, and you recovering nicely.
Exactly.
Quite nicely.
Yeah. So, coming into the second semester, still, kind of getting used to more or less how things work, and got a pretty good idea, and, being much more responsible with getting here on time, getting, to my classes on time, going to every class, getting my homework in, studying for tests. So, it's going pretty well this time.
It's amazing how when you just do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So now that you're here, first of all, congratulations on winning the conference championships.
Thank you.
As a freshman.
That was fun.
Yeah, you finished well, and there was some good competition. Some of it from your own team.
Yeah.
So now
those are the bouts I hate most. I hate fencing these guys.
Yeah, no. They know how you fence.
Yeah.
They're programmed, and they will make your day miserable if they possibly can.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to go into the conference championships, the regional qualifiers.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, what was it like first on the team side of the conference championships, and then what was it like on the individual side?
Yeah, so on the team side, on Saturday, it started off pretty slow. I didn't fence the first two teams, and pretty sure it was James, Sam, and Kelly, or Alvin as well mixed in there. And, they were fencing pretty well. And Demon just told me, okay, you're going to go in for the last two teams, which is Wayne State and Lawrence. Mm-hmm. And he warned me. He was like, these guys aren't messing around. They want, they want everything you're going for.
Absolutely.
And so I took that to heart, and I was prepared. I fenced pretty well against Lawrence. I went 3-0, and then we had Wayne State after that. And fenced my first two bouts, and then I went against what's his name?
Iyad
Maroof. And he gave it to me. and I lost. I lost that one. So I was 5-1 for the day.
Congratulations, that's a good day.
Yeah, but
could have been 6-0.
6-0.
Yeah.
But yeah, later on that bout actually helped me a lot. So,
and why is that, Trey?
Well, moving to the next day, so I want to say I'm proud of the team for our performance on Sunday. I feel like everybody fenced really well, and we were cheering each other on, and we won, so that was also fun too. But yeah,
you'll get your first ring from that.
Yeah, I'm excited. Moving to the next day. Individuals, unfortunately, while sleeping, the fire alarm was on for like a good hour.
It came on at 2:40 and didn't go off to 3:40.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was bad. I was getting so aggravated. I was like,
did you leave your room?
No.
Okay.
I told Eddie I was only gonna leave the room if I started seeing like smoke or something come up the door.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to
smoke.
Yeah. But yeah, so I didn't really get that good of sleep. I was a little groggy waking up, so I really had to warm into the day. So I woke up, took a refreshing shower, got some food in me, and we headed on over to the venue. I usually like more afternoon tournaments because it gives me time to like actually get my mind straight and figure out how I'm gonna fence that day, how I'm feeling, what I need to focus on that day. And got there, started warming up, and I felt good when I started fencing. So I knew I could do it that day.
Okay.
So started pools, lost my first one to a teammate, Samuel Regular,
Mm-hmm.
and that definitely got on my nerves a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I doing? First bout of the day, and I lose to a teammate. Sucks.
So this
But-
first bout you have to finish
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah. But moving on, that first pool was pretty smooth. Finished it out. I didn't lose a bout after Sam, so got a okay start to the day. Then had a break, moved on to pool 2, and that was where I really needed to make sure I had little to no flaws in terms of discipline in my actions and stuff like that. And I couldn't mess up, because if I did, then I wouldn't have been able to fence a DE. So I really focused on being the aggressor and in these short 5 touches and trying to figure out my opponent in as much little time as possible. And luckily it worked out. Won 6-0 my second pool and had a good start, good feeling to these.
Really good feeling.
Yeah. And then first DE was Hank. He fenced well.
Hank the Tank.
Hank the Tank. Fenced well. Yeah, that was a fun bout. I like fencing. I like fencing Hank. He's always very emotionally,
He is already
invested. Yeah, he's always fighting. So I definitely like that. Especially from a teammate. Who's on my team. And, obviously I want to see somebody who wants it. So, but yeah, Hank did a great job in pools as well.
Yeah.
And so after that bout, I was really going through my head, figuring out what actions I was specifically going to do against Maruf. Given that I had lost him in the day before, but I also beat him in my second pool. So I kind of got a good feel for his, timing, his technique. So, I went in that bout confident and did what I needed to do, did what Dima told me to do, and it worked out well. I feel like I got a pretty good read on him, and yeah.
You got it done.
Yeah, but I was exhausted at the end. He was fast.
Oh yeah,
He was running me down the strip. Yeah.
He's quick.
Yeah.
He is an All-American,
Mhm.
so he was just making you work for it.
Yeah. Didn't he get third at?
He got third. So
NCAAs?
He and Jack Price.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So then your last bout. I want to hear about that bout.
Yeah, last bout. Last bout, I was a little more gassed. Sorry, excuse me.
With
and,
your bag man, huh?
Yeah, Eddie. He's the man. If he wasn't there, I would have won that bout.
Yeah, well, yeah, we need a side guy.
Yeah, but yeah. So I started that bout feeling pretty good because he was the same guy I fenced in the previous day, Lawrence. That was the one that I went 3-0. I actually hit a pretty crazy counterattack on that same dude.
Yeah.
So I knew he was a little, he was going for it.
He's quick.
Yeah.
And long and
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that bout started out pretty good. I was up pretty much the whole bout. I'm pretty sure it was just about keeping my discipline in the middle and my actions, because he only had a few actions, and I was talking with you, and I just had to be patient and make the mistake first, really, and so that's what I did. He got a couple touches on me back, so I was like, okay, I can't mess up here, or else it could go either way, and I can't give him the
You can't wait.
thought that he can take this from me. So, Dean was like, go preparation. And I was like, all right. So I did it, and he actually made the right action. He was trying to pull me short, but I did a deeper preparation than I usually did because I knew that if he pulled, he was gonna try and like take one step in and just pull me all the way. And I was like, I'm gonna go a little deeper this time and take the risk. And if he goes prep, then I'll have to make sure my hand's sharp. And if he pulls, then I'll be there. And got him on the wrist. And
that was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Now we're on to the next part of the season. Regional qualifiers. Never been there before.
Never.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Is it only pools?
It's only 5 touch bouts. Pools.
Yeah.
And everybody fences everybody. Well, no, you get eliminated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You get.
How many rounds are there, though? Or is it just one big one?
No, it should be first round of pools, second round of pools.
Okay.
And then, depending on it, sabre's not that big, so it'll probably only be 2 rounds.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. So
now I wanted to go a little bit into your past and then a little bit on your aspirations. So you fenced a lot of Pan Ams, I understand, with this guy who's at that other school, Cruz.
Yeah.
So you fenced sabre against this guy a lot.
Mm-hmm. I was young though. I was like maybe 12. I was like 10, 12. You know, it was every like 2 or so years that they would have the Pan Ams. I don't think it was every year.
The juniors almost. Oh no,
no,
that was the junior and vet. It was the vet and youth.
Yeah. That was when I first fenced Cruz in sabre in the final bout. That was pretty sure. I want to say it could be Portugal. It could be. Was it?
No. Because it was Pan Ams, right?
It was not. I remember people were speaking Brazilian.
Oh, then you were in Brazil.
No, but I wasn't. I don't think I was. No, yeah. They were speaking Portuguese. So, but I don't think I was in Brazil.
Well, there's people around that speak all through the Pan Ams.
Yeah. I don't know. That may have been a stupid comment.
Hey, how old were you?
I would get called out for that.
Were you 12? 13?
Yeah.
That's how you processed it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And that was a while ago too. But yeah, Cruz is great. Yeah.
All right. So what are your aspirations going forward?
In terms of college
fencing, just what's next for the no longer freshman Carter?
I mean,
or you still got some time in this year.
Yeah. So aspirations. In terms of college, definitely, a very good result at, NCAAs and, continue to, work hard, maybe even be a captain eventually. That's definitely, something I'd like to do. I feel like I have a good personality for it.
Yeah, you called out the team.
Yeah, exactly. And definitely making a good result in NCAA as well as with the team, not just myself. Definitely bringing the team up and keeping this same energy we've pretty much had all year. From what I heard, it's one of the best years.
Definitely one of the best teams out there.
Yeah.
It's from a camaraderie, energy, chemistry, you guys working together, putting in the effort, just working hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, and then outside of college, definitely multiple more senior World Cups. I had my first one not too long ago. That didn't go so well, but
it was your first.
It was my first. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It was my first. That's actually what Matthew was.
Oh, that's what you were guys talking about.
Yeah,
you fenced one World Cup.
Yeah. He's like, don't go result for result.
Don't go there.
All right, I'm sorry.
You're still young.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a good captain. I really like him.
Mm-hmm.
He's very driving. Yeah. But yeah, outside of college, definitely World Cups, Senior Worlds. hopefully championships eventually, and then Olympics. You know,
The Olympics.
Yeah.
That's on your horizon.
Definitely.
2028 or 2032?
I don't know.
2032.
Probably 2032.
It's a little bit early for it.
Yeah, I would have to make a
Huge jump.
huge jump within these next
Well, but you
2
know
years.
what? I mean, come on, Colin was on the team, but 18?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's not unfeasible.
yeah, it's not.
Yeah. But you do need some results.
Yeah, I do. Definitely. But yeah, I'm excited to see how I do within these next 2 years. And is there you need to have been qualified though the year prior to the Olympics, right?
The qualification will start the year prior,
Right.
at the beginning of that
Right.
year.
So I really only have one
You
season.
you have to get up in the ranking so that you're traveling, so that you have the opportunity to get to the event,
Yeah.
to get the results.
Yeah. Not impossible, but that's just hard to do.
Yeah, you know what? Everything in time.
Mhm.
Just pace yourself, and it'll come.
Yeah.
When it's your time, it'll come.
Absolutely.
So a couple of things before we wrap up. I know you get ready to go catch a plane, and
Yeah.
I just appreciate you taking the time to be
Oh yeah,
here.
absolutely. I appreciate you inviting me on the podcast.
Well, you want to turn into this big conference championship. We'll sort of call you out. Let's give you a spotlight. You earned it.
Main focus, NCAA.
NCAA. We got regional qualifiers coming up. So what's your major?
Business finance.
Okay.
Yeah, going pretty much better now, rather than the first semester. So starting to get a little more into it.
Well, that's what happens when you focus.
Yeah.
And then, last but not least, anything that I didn't ask or we didn't talk about that you want to add?
Not really. I think we did. I think we talked about pretty much everything in terms of me and everything going on right now. I mean, yeah.
Anything about your team? Like, who would you say, you came in as a freshman, who are the people who have made the biggest impact on you, would you say, for this first year?
Definitely Matthew.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Even if no matter where we are, even if we're going to get food with some of the guys on the team or hanging out, just kicking it back or here at practice or in the gym, everywhere. He's just always trying to make me better. I always can tell he's when he says maybe some things that he thinks might hurt me. He knows I can take it, and he knows it's what I need to be successful, and he knows that I see the same vision that he sees in me. So yeah, I definitely appreciate him for everything he does to push the team, push me, and yeah, that's what I see in the captain for myself and anybody else. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Last question. You're a Floridian. What do you think about the weather here?
Oh, I love it. I love the snow. But it's just, when it gets really cold, I'm like, man, I really wish I was on the beach right now, like back at home, on the water. But yeah, I like it. It's definitely a good change.
Good.
My hair doesn't get as frizzy.
The little things in life.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, once again, Carter Berrio, thank you so much for joining me. This is the OSU Swordsport Podcast, looking at the world through the OSU fencing lens. Carter Berrio, good luck in the regional qualifiers. Look forward to seeing great things from you coming.
Thank you very much.